Hey there, welcome back to the Swinging Blindly podcast where myself, Blaze Bryant, in Albany, New York, doesn't really care if he hits the ball because, it's kind of like watching the Yankees. You just keep swing, 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 come up empty. That's the way I'm feeling. And down in Connecticut is a man who, he knows how to hit the fastball. And no, I don't mean keeping up with that very underrated 90s group fastball. He is the one and only PJ Geary. Hey, my guy.
Hey, my dude! What an introduction! You can tell that you're a you're a Yankee fan down on his luck, potentially.
It's just it's just partially that, between the way they're playing. I wonder how my Giants are going to do because, football season starts, Thursday with the Rams and Bills. And, the Giants, they go down to the Music City and take on the Tennessee Titans Sunday. So, I'm, just kind of like in this little sports malaise, if you will. Anyhow,
Great word.
We are here to talk about baseball here on the, Swinging Blindly podcast. Facebook.com/Swinging Blindly podcast. On Twitter at Swinging Blindly. We are streaming live on the Colorcast Apple app. We are under PJ's handle, and probably will be for a little bit. And that is PJG203. Again, that's PJG203. My guy, before we get into the standings, because we're skipping the home plate headlines, because, hey, it's the month, last month of the season, and the standings really are the home plate headlines. Before we get into that, I just need to say, or just quickly address something that happened last week, and I think you know where I'm going with this. I just need to say this straight out here. Hey, sports jokes are all well and good. Humor, by and large, is all well and good. With that being said, let's avoid, jokes about, handicap stickers and using the R word, which we had on our stream last week. From a caller, and I am intentionally leaving the name out because that's the fair thing to do. I did cut it from the actual podcast, so hey, we can joke around and all that, but let's avoid the R word and handicap stickers. It's just, frankly, it's just it crosses the territory into douchiness, dare I say. So, let's have fun with the show, but let's not be douches about it. That's really all I have to say about that. What about you, my guy?
I have nothing else to add on to that. You said it eloquently for the both of us, my friend. So let's talk some baseball.
Absolutely. So let's get into the standings here, and then PJ and I will talk about our teams and get to your calls. Shorter show because we have our fantasy football draft. So to the chase we go. My guy, let's zip through the standings and the teams that actually have some relevancy, because there's no point in talking about teams that ain't going to make it.
Yeah, I have the standings pulled up in front of me, and just as it is, we're gonna start in your AL East, Blaze. Let's talk Yankees, Rays, and Blue Jays, as it were. The Orioles still, which is crazy to say. And shout out Oriole fans, shout out Orioles in general. The fact that they're still legitimately have a shot at the playoffs on September 7th is awesome, good for baseball. But in the AL East, it is clearly, they're only 9.5 back, but I'm going to only talk about the Yankees, Rays, and Blue Jays here. The Yankees, as it is right now, hold a 4.5 game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Rays and the Blue Jays are 6 back. You are the AL East, as a Yankee fan, Blaze, you are the expert in this scenario. What say you about this race and how it's going to go the end of the season? 3 weeks or so? A little bit more
Yeah.
than 3 weeks? About 4 weeks left?
Yeah, we've got 4 weeks because the season
Yep.
ends, at least for
Ends
the
October.
Yankees. Yeah,
Yep.
October 4th
Yep.
in Texas.
Yep. I'll be in
Is
St. Louis for the first. We'll be in St. Louis the September 30th to the 3rd of October for the last homestand.
Gotcha. So
So we'll have to.
you're there from the 30th to the 3rd. So it'll be interesting to
Yep.
see because I want to hear from you because we're on the 4th.
Oh yes,
That
yeah.
Wednesday.
We will do it. We will do a show for sure, or at least I'll be calling in some capacity. So yeah,
Well, the 4th you'll
we'll
be
make that
back,
happen.
right?
Oh yes, that's the Wednesday. Yes, I'll be in town for the 4th.
Yeah.
So
So
I can
yeah.
I'll recap. I can recap the whole experience. Yes.
For sure. So, in terms of the AL East, I do think the Yankees are going to, keep the lead and get home field advantage in the divisional round. I don't see us catching Houston for the best record in the American League, just, by the way we're playing. And hey, while we're on the subject of the American League East, Mr. G, want to hear how a benches clearing brawl between the Orioles and Blue Jays played out?
Absolutely. Hit me with it.
1-2. And Baker burns him. A stare into the Blue Jays dugout. The Blue Jays are out of the dugout. They are hooting and hollering at Brian Baker. Here come the benches. John Schneider and Brandon Hyder out quickly. Brian Baker stared into the Blue Jays dugout, had a few things to say. The bullpens are coming in as these teams and these umpires attempt to restore order.
You don't think this game means something? It means something to these two teams.
That's Mateo right now. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is trying to get in there. Mateo is literally pulling him back by the jersey. Rougned Odor tries to play peacemaker too.
Well, the Blue Jays appeared to me they were hooting a little bit at Brian Baker.
And here is the last pitch that set this all up.
Yeah, good old country hardball right here. Just 98 right to the top of his own. He punches out. Matt Chapman does Brian Baker.
That's how it played out on Orioles TV. I'm not sure who those announcers are. I really forgot to look. But some good old country hardball, 98 miles an hour. You can't beat that description.
It was good to see, but at the same time, it was one of those just jaws, belly to belly, jaw to jaw. Not much happening. The bullpen came out right at the end of it. It was one of those type deals. But you know what? It's good to see. It's good to have that happen. And again, like we said, I mean, this is Blue Jays Orioles, so they're within 3.5 games of each other as we speak. They very much in the playoff hunt, and I appreciate a little bit of jaw jocking, as they say.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I
with
mean, these teams not only are, I mean, let's face it, I think they're realistically not competing for the division, but hey, they're right in it for the wild card. So, yeah, while it is,
Well, what
what
about you? Well, Blaze. I mean, your Yankees. I mean, they've been on. Let's just say it. Free falling. Shout out.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I just don't think I just don't think with 27 games to go, 26 games to go, Blue Jays have 6 to make up. Baltimore
27.
has a bit more than that. What was it, 9.5? I just don't see that realistically playing out. So that's why I say it the way I do. But, as it relates to the belly-to-belly, jaws-to-jaws, as you said, because they're competing for a wild card, and Baltimore in particular, this is a position they didn't think they'd be in. And it certainly adds to it adds some spice to the play, does it not?
No, absolutely. And speaking of spice, we have in the Central of the American League the top three teams separated by 3 games. We have the Guardians, who have a game and a half over the Twins, and this is a division where the wild card is not going to come out of this division.
No.
So it's only going to be a division winner. So we have the Guardians, who have a game and a half over the Twins, 3 games over the White Sox, who've just been up and down, a crazy, wild season for the White Sox. For me, I think this is still Guardians Twins, but the White Sox are such a wild card when it comes to just their personnel, their manager. Who knows? I mean, they were supposed to be the top of the division, right? I mean, going into it, I think everybody in their grandmother thought that the White Sox would be running away with this division, but here we are, September 7th, and it's this close. I think it's going to be between the Guardians and Twins. I see the White Sox just shooting themselves in the foot and staying outside of the race. But what say you, Blaze?
Well, I'll say it this way, PJ, that the White Sox are in the position that they are for 2 reasons. Injuries and La Russa. And I think in that order. My God, it's close.
Yeah,
I mean, Tony
right
La Russa, a damn good manager for a long time, got you guys to 2 World Series championships. You know, got the and
I'll never forget.
Sure. With that being said, you know, he either needs to step away or be fired so that he has more time to sleep. Falling asleep during the games. What is this? You're falling asleep during games. That shows you're not taking your job seriously. I don't give a shit if you're 80 years old. You know, we have a president leading our country who's 80 years old, and hey, I get it. Prime time's past his bedtime. I understand. But my God, you know, you're right in the thick of it here. Can you be with it a little bit more, dude? Come on.
I hear you.
And I'm with you on the, you know, with the Central and how that plays out.
Absolutely. Going to the West, we have the other. I mean, the division is probably wrapped up. It's 10 games for the Astros.
All but wrapped up, yeah.
But then it's the Mariners who will probably end up taking one of those wild card spots. I mean, it's between them, the Rays, and the Blue Jays, and their Orioles still in the mix. I think, Blaze, we see the drought end, and I think the Mariners end up making the postseason. The Astros win the division, but I think the Mariners snag one of those wild card spots. What say you about the AL West?
Absolutely, and it's such a cool thing to see. I mean, remember, I think it was back in May when we had Jake Carnell on. It's been a while since he's called in, but or maybe it was April, but he made this statement that at the time seemed absolutely preposterous about the Mariners being one of the top teams in the league. And hey, to their credit, they've sustained a really good streak here. They are doing what the Yankees did in the first half. It almost feels like. That's really the best way that I can compare it. And hey, don't sleep on this Mariners team, because they are really well balanced and playing really well, and jumping Safeco Field, T-Mobile Park, whatever the frig they call that place, that beautiful park in Seattle, because I've heard it is beautiful, and it's one of my prime baseball visiting bucket list places. That jumping, Seattle ballpark, that's gonna be something that we ain't heard in a while.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. I really do think the Mariners get that spot, and we'll see where they can go with that. But Blaze, moving on to the NL, we go very quickly. I mean, I guess there's there's the second potential playoff team in this division, but I think there's only one word we need to describe the NL West, and that is the Dodgers. the best team in baseball by a large margin, with the Padres, who seem to be floundering a little bit. I mean, they haven't, after their big acquisition of Juan Soto and the Josh Haders of the world, it hasn't gone as great as they
No.
probably have liked. They're only a game above the Phillies, only 4 games above the Brewers for the wild card. Braves clearly, and the Mets who we'll get to, are right there. But I mean, just a quick word on the Dodgers. It's incredible, Blaze. I mean, we have to give credit where credit is due. What an amazing year that these guys, they could end up winning 100, maybe even more games.
Oh, no doubt about it, my guy. And here's the other piece of it, too. You have this sustained success. You need to go really deep into the postseason now. See, to me, it is an abject failure of a season if the Dodgers don't make it to the World Series.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And the Padres, obviously, with their which we got to with we've discussed with Tatis and all that. I mean, it seems like they have run out of the firepower. If they had him, this might be a different story, but obviously that is not the case. But talking about a team, and this isn't just to be a homer.
They went catfishing.
This
they really did.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out the Monte Teo doc. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I have not.
No, I recommend it, and because we were obviously we were the same age when that was happening. I know that was crazy. It's such a crazy story, Blaze. It really is. Like,
that is still.
Yeah, you would enjoy it. You would enjoy it a lot. I know you would.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, that is honestly, that is like top 10 most bizarre stories.
Yes, absolutely.
Sports stories in our life. We're 4 months apart.
It's top 3. Top 3.
Okay, yep. Top 3.
Top 5. I'll say top 5.
There's
top
more
5. Than top 10. Yeah.
See, what I was doing is as I was processing that, I was like, okay, where would I put this? And, and it just wasn't coming to me anyhow. I mean, it's and I'm glad you used that Manti Te'o comparison, because the Padres, like, they're in love with so many people and it just ain't panned out. Soto, Hader.
I knew you were gonna bring that back. That was good. That was good. Yeah, no, absolutely. There you go. Absolutely. It makes me feel good because as we transition over to this NL Central, there's a team I think has all of the tools, not just because I'm a homer, to compete with any team, and that's the Cardinals, who, after the deadline, they instead of going after Soto, they went after the needs they had, which was starting pitching. They got Montgomery, they got Quintana. We've talked about it all, but now they sit here. Before going into the All-Star break, I believe they were down 3 to 4 games, something like that. We sit here on September 7th, and the Cardinals have a 9-game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central. And it's a team, I think, not only are we looking, and we have some audio of Pujols and his chase, Goldschmidt and his chase for the Triple Crown. This is a magical team. Blaze, I will say this now, and I want this on record. Even if this team doesn't win the World Series, this has been one of the most magical seasons of my lifetime. And I've been to the game. I've been to St. Louis. So that adds to it. But, like, when I say as a fan, this has been one of the more fun, like, this is those seasons where maybe as a Yankee fan, which we'll get to in which we can talk about eventually, maybe not today, but as a Yankee fan, you might be frustrated with the Cashman or with this free fall, or and I think knowing you're probably frustrated, but you're also still knowing that you're in a good spot. But I say all that to say, this is one of those seasons where I give all credit to the organization. It has been
Yeah.
nothing short but magical. It's been everything I wanted as a fan, and I'm at the point where yes, obviously I want to win the World Series, but just seeing this and what they did and what they've done, and Albert Pujols has 16 home runs in 2022. Blaze, it's crazy.
Well, would you like to
It's
hear
crazy.
Would you like to hear the latest one?
Let's go.
The one-strike
hit
pitch.
me.
A swing! A long one! Left center field! It's a goner for Pujols! 695! 2-0 Cardinals in the 8th! Unbelievable!
Bang.
People jumping up and down here at Busch Stadium, and he gets a big hug from Yadier Molina. You know he's going to get a curtain call. What a great moment here at Busch Stadium. True to the script, Albert Pujols homers in his final game against the Chicago Cubs.
John Rooney and Ricky Horton on the radio call there, Peach.
That's what I was going to say. Is it his last at bat against the Cubs? It's fitting that he hits a home run. He tormented them his entire career. Screw the Cubs. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. But screw the Cubs. Cardinals have owned them his entire career. Even when he wasn't on the Cardinals owned the Cubs.
Right.
I mean, go figure. They win the World Series when Pujols wasn't a Cardinal. So there you go. But that was awesome. Thank you, Blaze. That really. I really enjoyed that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, and
then we move on to.
Yeah, I mean, really
sorry,
though, I was just gonna say, beyond the Brewers, I mean, and the Cubs, Pirates, Reds, I mean, they're they're irrelevant. So
none of those teams have 60 wins.
It's no, crazy. And now we move to the best division in baseball. Frankly.
No,
that is
you think it is?
Oh, it's easily the.
Yeah, I think
it
you're
is.
right. Yeah, I think you're right.
You are right. Think about it.
Right.
If the teams in the top teams in the AL East have better records, it'd be much more competitive. But nope, we've got the Mets and the Braves. 85 wins here, my guy. They're basically
86. They won their first doubleheader. So
right. So the Mets won.
51.
Yep, game 1, game 2.
Yep.
Game 2's happening here in just a few minutes if we're
a little bit
following it live here, and then I mean it's really it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, I mean, do you say that in jest because you're a Yankee fan who roots against the Mets? I mean,
I'm not a Yankee fan that roots against the Mets. How many times during the year do we need to go over this song and dance?
Because you have the family, but I mean, you know that there's some part of you that you've spoken in jest about the Mets. Just admit that.
Of course I have. And who hasn't though that has done sports talk in some capacity, spoken in jest about the Mets? Let's be fair about this.
That's fair. Yeah, that is fair. That is fair.
So shut up and eat that.
I love it. I love you so much.
I'm drafting Jonathan Taylor in our fantasy league in an hour and a half, and you can't do shit about it. So
I know it's awful.
Eat it.
It stinks.
Just
it stinks.
Friggin'
I'm eating
eat
it. I'm eating it. Yeah, that's a live look at me. Is that noise?
Exactly. Oh God.
But as we have it, we have the Mets currently half game. The Braves just tied it. The defending champions, which I think needs to be said more, is that this is still the team that is the defending champions. And oh wait, they didn't even have Acuna when they won the title last year. So
right, and and then Freddie Freeman's gone, replaced with Matt Olson.
Matt Olson, yeah.
And there was a little bit of a, they had a bit of a rough start too. It's gonna. Who the hell would, in their logical mind, think, PJ, that a Braves Mariners interleague series on the weekend in Seattle is gonna have a lot of fucking intrigue to it?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what we get this
and
weekend.
It will.
Yes,
and that is a top series, and I just need to, for our guy Sports GPS. I mean, the Phillies continue to, they stay in it. I mean, right now they would be, I believe. Let me look. I think they're the second wild card as it stands right now. Yep, they would be the second wild card as it's. Oh no, sorry. No, they would not be. I'm sorry. They would be they're right behind the Padres, a game behind the Padres for the second wild card.
So they are in the playoffs, so that's the point.
Yeah. So it is one of those things, and they've come along. They just got their MVP back. Clearly the only other team in that division. They're 11 about. The division doesn't seem likely, but if they can make a run, they can solidify their spot, competing with the likes of the Brewers, who they already have 3 games on, and they're 1 game back of the Padres. So, and then about 9-10 games back of the Braves.
Right, and
the
it's
Mets,
not exactly like Milwaukee's knocking the cover off the ball either. So you got to feel, if you're Sports GPS. We'll get to him in about 5 minutes or less here.
So this is from the Sports GPS. They are the second wild card. They are in a virtual tie with San Diego, and they have the tiebreaker. So there you go. The Phillies very much in it, and we will. I'm assuming talk more Phillies once we have Sports GPS on. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So here, if I could just do my Yankee homer minute here really quick while you.
Can I say something before you do that?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just to preface the Judge, because my family is Yankee fans. My brother, shout out Sean Geary, he's overseas right now with the military. And
oh, really? Well, Sean, thank you for your service.
Yes, he should be back in a month or so. But he had sent me a graphic of, through 135 games, Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa had 57 home runs. In Sosa in 99, Bonds in 01 when he obviously hit 73 home runs. Judge, 54 home runs through 135 games. It is a remarkable season, and we need to root for 62. Collectively, as baseball fans, you should be rooting for this man to hit at least 62, if not more. And I think you have a couple of good clips for us so we can root for him together.
I do. So let's start with Homer 53.
Judge hit his 52nd home run in the 9th inning last night. Too little, too late for the Yanks. Here's a drive deep to left, way back. Put another one on there. Aaron Judge leads off the ball game with a Titanic shot to left field. Number 53, Aaron Judge is guilty of putting the Yankees ahead 1-0. The only question is, how far did it go?
It went 450 feet.
Ricky Ricardo in for John Sterling, and Susan Waldman was there. Well, they were there in Tampa for 53, where the Yankees managed to save themselves from getting the brooms taken to them by the Rays.
Holmes' 3-2 pitch. Here it comes, a payoff. Strike 3 call! Strike 3 call! He struck him out! Holmes strikes out Diaz! The ball game is over! And the Yankees pull out a huge win at the Trop. By the final score of 2-1, Diaz slams his helmet in disgust with the home plate umpire. But Clay Holmes with a called third strike. And the Yankees win the game 2-1.
Wow. I mean, hey, obviously John Sterling is a legend, and I truly think so. Just because strictly alone on his consecutive game streak, which ended a couple years ago. And the fact that he's still sounding pretty good at 84, doing a limited schedule. But Ricky Ricardo, hearing him is an absolute treat.
Ricky Ricardo is a hell of a name, too, by the way.
It is. And in addition to, and a slight little callback here to the GPS, in addition to doing Spanish Yankee baseball, Spanish radio Yankee baseball play-by-play, he also does the Spanish broadcast for the Phillies radio. I'm sorry, the Eagles radio. So, Ricky Ricardo with the Yankees and the Eagles. Back to Judge PJ with numero 54 at Yankee Stadium, as called by the legend himself, John Sterling.
And the right-handed deal swung on. There goes the deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. I have never seen a player have a year like this. Unbelievable. Aaron Judge, a Judgian blast to deep left field. All rise. Here comes the Judge. He blasts a 2-run home run, and the Yankees take a 4-2 lead.
So Aaron Judge was laboring on Labor Day, PJ, and here's what he did earlier Wednesday.
Well, since the All-Star break, it's been all Judge. Everybody else, not so great. High drive, left field, going back, Cave, turning, looking, see ya! Number 55, double Nichols. Yankees are on the board. It's 3-1 Twins. Well, he now has more home runs than any righty hitter in Yankee history, breaking a tie with A-Rod. 55 home runs. He's ahead of Maris's pace to get to 61.
Okay, I let that go on for a little bit. Sorry about that. And in addition, PJ, to the chase for 61, he also has a somewhat realistic shot at getting the Triple Crown in the American League. He just has to have a higher batting average than the Twins, Luis Arias.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
Yes, it's that's another variable in play here. So about 15 minutes or so left.
Same with Goldschmidt.
Oh yeah, I don't have any Goldie audio, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, quick, give us a quick few seconds on Goldie, and then we'll take a call or two here before we're done in about 15 minutes.
Judge isn't okay. Yeah, he is. Going into today, 302. Bogarts is the leader with 315. Arias 314.
Okay,
so, yeah,
I didn't realize that
right.
Xander passed Arias. Okay, thanks.
No, I didn't even. No, I appreciate you bringing that because I didn't even realize he was he's very clearly the home run and the RBI leader. But yeah, he's creeping up that average, so that's something to look at. And same with Goldie he's had a little bit of a slump. He's dropped in the average, and he's 2 away, I believe, today in the home runs. But yeah, that's crazy that we have 2 guys that are potentially chasing. That's awesome. Awesome.
And slam dunks for MVP in their respective leagues.
I appreciate you saying that.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, let's throw it to the callers.
Yeah, so we're going to go a little shorter on the calls here. So, PJ, just punch them up on the hot seat, 5 minutes apiece there.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/Swinging Blindly podcast, on Twitter @Swinging Blindly, as we are on the streaming live on the Colorcast Apple app. And this will be a podcast, noon Eastern, is when we drop them every Thursday. So
every Thursday.
Yeah.
Because you're the man. So we have D. Elliott again, and then we have Brett and Sports GPS. So whoever hits up in the chat first, we'll throw on. Whoever wants to hop on, let us know, and I will throw you right on the hot seat. I think GPS is probably ready, but I just wanted to give the there it is. GPS requested the mic, and he shall be He shall be 5 minutes, you said?
Yeah. So 5 minutes on the hot seat here. That way we can eat and get our shit together for our league draft here. So
Absolutely. I think I have him on. Oh,
it's just
there
loading.
he is.
It takes.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Hey, GPS, how you doing, brother?
We're fantastic. I'm holding onto my sleeping son in my arms, which is always a good thing.
Well, there you go.
Talking some baseball.
And talking baseball. You can't really beat it, right?
Father of the year right there, my guy.
I try. Don't quite crown me. I'm not the best, but I make do with what I got.
If you were a Giants fan, it'd be a slam dunk. I'm just saying.
Yikes. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit on my podcast on the Sports GPS this past week. Parker and I went over our final month bold predictions for the Major League Baseball. I figured I'd sling them your way.
Yes, please.
Parker had two really good ones. He had the Mariners finished with the second best record in the AL at season's end, only behind Houston. And the reason why he's saying that is Seattle right now playing really, really good ball. They're 8-2 in their last 10. You even mentioned earlier the series this weekend with Atlanta is going to be very intriguing. I think Seattle ends up taking 2 of 3, mainly because it's in Seattle. Teams from the NL East decide to go out west and tank. Speaking of my Phillies going 1-5 in their westbound trip to Arizona and San Francisco, respectively. But the Yankees have just been on a downturn, and I know, Blaze, this is hard for you to hear, but
it's reality.
After the month of June, they were 13-13 in July, 10-18 in August, and right now they're actually back to more July-in numbers with a 2-2 record so far in September. Judge is finally hitting the ball and hitting it out of the ballpark, which is happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that man's batting average went from tops in the league at around 320 at one point to down to its current state at 302. That's definitely something that is concerning. However, he has found a hot bat as of late, so maybe Parker's prediction is a little off. But at the time, Judge didn't hit 3 homers on the weekend when he made this bold prediction. I think the only thing that could ruin him is the Yankees.
And hey, the point about the point about Seattle and the second best record. It's a really interesting one, and hey, do I think Seattle could catch the Yankees on it? Something tells me they're not going to, just because something always seems to hex them over the past 21 years. So until they prove to me otherwise, I'm going to say the Yankees are in the best spot to have the second best record. I mean, ideally, the Astros would have a precipitous drop and the Yankees get hot and overtake them, but I don't think that's happening. So come ALCS time, Yankees, we got a problem. And it's Houston in Houston, so Houston doesn't have the problem.
Well, even though they lost last night and cost me $100 on a parlay, but we're not going to get into that.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, it's four games. Just for reference, 4 games in the win and 5 in the loss for the Mariners and Yankees. So it's pretty close.
4.5.
They've made 4 games. They've made up 4 games in the last 10. Not unheard of, as the Mariners have gone 8-2, as the Yankees have gone 4-6.
Let's go.
So something to think about there.
Parker's
second one was the Orioles overtake and get the third wild card spot.
Yes.
Either from Toronto or Tampa Bay. I think
Let's
it's going to be Toronto.
Go.
Tampa Bay's been playing amazing as of late.
And they're really good at home. They've been. I mean, the Blue Jays have had been pretty middle of the pack when it comes to home and away, but the Rays, and I believe I don't have the schedule in front of me, but
they were 46-24 at home.
So it's one of those things where, and this Orioles team is they're feisty. They're feisty.
They are feisty.
I'm rooting.
A lot of their remaining schedule is at home as well.
I'm rooting hard for the Orioles,
And
and I think everybody.
As well.
Even
shout out Jimmy Ecobonis. I don't even think he's an Oriole anymore.
He's not, and I gotta say, even as a
shout out
Yankee
Jimmy
fan,
Ecobonis.
even as a Yankee fan, it's really cool to see. Just because you didn't think the Orioles were going to be in this spot, and because of the young talent that they brought up, Trey Mancini left to go to Houston. And I heard this a couple of weeks ago on an interview that the Melanie Newman, the female radio play-by-play voice for the Orioles, she said that Trey Mancini, left for Houston because, in essence, the rebuild is over.
Right. Yeah, you don't need him. I mean, I think the Orioles have a really good spot. My last bold prediction, and this was mine.
Yeah, what is yours? Yeah, what is yours? Yeah.
Well, I only got 30 seconds, so I'm going to run them.
Oh, yeah.
Quick. For the fourth year in a row, we have 4 100-loss teams. The Dodgers are going to win 110. Oakland, Detroit, Washington, and Pittsburgh are going to be your 4 100-loss years. Of course, this is avoiding the COVID year as well. We throw that one out. There's only 60 games to play.
Maybe too, right?
Right. And as I wrote this was before the Phillies had a meltdown out west. I said that the Phillies, Braves, and Mets all finished within 3 games of each other in the NL East. And my last one, the Yankees don't win the AL East. I have
GPS dropping a bomb. What a guess. Talk about like basically a third member of the podcast. Shout out GPS for that.
Yeah, for
great
sure.
Stuff. Great stuff out of him.
Yeah,
know that.
Not sure I agree entirely. But,
I was gonna say,
but
he dropped that right in your face as he was leaving because he didn't want to get the smoke.
That
GPS, was awesome.
I was thinking about just having a beer. Now I'm gonna need a bourbon after that. So, but you're an awesome dude. We love having you on. So perhaps, not perhaps, it does for sure redeem. Let's go with the Bretty boy here. More of the Yankee, because New York's more exciting to talk about right now, and time is short. So DL, I promise you next show we will we'll give you all the time you want. I just have to be fair. I just have to be fair to the time that we have here.
Let's see if he hops on. I don't know if he's going to want to hop on.
And if he doesn't, then D. Elliott, it's all yours then. Here on the Swinging Blindly podcast.
Swinging Blindly.
He's PJ Geary, and I'm Blaze Bryant.
I am.
Yeah.
That was some. He really brought the smoke to you there. I enjoyed that.
That was well done, and I mean, hey, it's not unreasonable to think. I just don't see it happening.
What would you put the odds of that happening at? Like realistically. Oh, Bretty Boy's here.
I'd put them at 20%. Bretty Boy.
20% chance.
Sports GPS can't just drop stuff like that and then run. You gotta.
Well, he didn't run. No. To defend Sports GPS,
I'll be fair to him.
His time ran out. His time ran out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
it did.
Don't be so hyperbolic. Then that really leads certain people astray that might not have been watching the amount of time that Sports GPS had on his
It was one of his bold predictions. That's what it was.
No, good call out of Sports GPS.
It was
as always.
Yeah. And I will, Bretty Boy, and this will tell you everything. I will defend Sports GPS on this one.
He said, I said they were bold predictions. Yes, bold. Yes, bold predictions out of Sports GPS.
Bold, but Bretty, not unreasonable.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, Brett. What
reasonably bold takes? I like that. That's the content that everybody needs in their life. Is just those not quite hot takes, but the reasonably bold ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a crock pot on high after an hour.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unreasonably bold. Yeah.
Well, so the only story out of New York, because I don't want to even talk about the free fall. But so a friend of ours had posed a question in a group chat. And Blaze, I don't know if PJ asked you the question. I didn't hear, but what would you find more impressive? 60 home runs in a season or the Triple Crown?
It's got to be the Triple Crown because
my guy.
That was my gut
Blaze.
instinct. That was my gut instinct too.
My
but
guy
when
Blaze.
you remove players that some can confirm steroid users, some PJ, I know you won't let Barry Bonds go on that one. Never tested positive. I get it. But
the body changed so much.
There's only
best player of all time.
Then there's
Greatest
only
baseball
two
player
players in history that would have hit 60 in a season. So
yeah, without
it is interesting. My gut instinct is Triple Crown as well.
I mean, the reason
I don't like how you said that. But
see, I agree though, because you have to have three things go right. You have to not only hit, you have to lead your league in home runs. So you have to be the most powerful hitter. You also have to be the best hitter in terms of average, and also have men on base to drive their asses in. That's a lot that needs to go right. 60 home runs to me theoretically means, hey, you squared it up and it went over the fence 60 times.
Yeah, that was my train of thought. I just think it's an interesting question.
It is, yeah.
Because if Judge wasn't chasing 62, like let's say Judge only had 40 home runs at this point, the coverage of the team during this really poor stretch of baseball would be way more negative.
And I'll take it a step further. They're not in the division lead.
Yeah. That series against Tampa was rough. I mean, me continuing to not have the Yes Network, it works to my benefit when they play like that.
Well, you could listen to John and Susan on the free Odyssey app.
I could.
Odyssey would love my plug there.
I said this in the chat, but the Triple Crown has been done 12 times by 10 players, and there's only been 8 60 home run seasons done by 5 players. So take that with what you are, but I just want to get my opinion out there that Triple Crown is just a tad bit more impressive because you have to lead 3 categories. And nowadays, that's so hard to do. But
it's like a photo. It's like a photo finish.
Yeah, Brett, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we all agree.
Yeah, so let's just keep rooting for Judge for 62, and as long as the Yankees don't fall all the way out of the playoffs, then not all is truly lost.
Well, we will catch up with you in an hour for the draft, my guy.
Yes, indeed. Worst of luck to the both of you. May my team win.
Yeah, well.
What's on second, third? I don't know's on third.
That's what Brett's draft's going to be like.
I don't know's on third.
Oh, man.
I don't know's on third.
Wait.
Who's on first?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Anyhow. My guy, great show.
Yes, we got it done. That was good.
Yeah, well done here, Swinging Blindly podcast.
More normal episode next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
And we'll have plenty to talk about. We'll be, the races will be more defined. Some will be tighter. All sorts of good stuff here. Facebook.com/Swinging Blindly podcast. On Twitter at Swinging Blindly, streaming on the Colorcast Apple app. Again, it'll be under under PJ's handle, PJG203. So give him a follow on Colorcast. We'll be back at 6:30 Eastern for the on Wednesday for the live broadcast. Noon Eastern Thursdays, wherever you get your podcasts. My guy, some final words out of you before we move on and get ready for our league draft.
I would just say, D'Eliot, thank you again. Thank you. He said, great show. Thank you, gentlemen. And we appreciate anybody who listens and calls in. Delia, we're going to give you 10 minutes next week because you were such a good sport. But yeah, just a big thank you to anybody who listens and interacts with us, because that's what really makes it worth it. And, we still got some good baseball. This is really then the dog days of the baseball season, and when it mixes in with football, this is a great time to be alive, Blaze. And I look forward to doing it with you and with anybody who decides to spend their time with us.
Absolutely, Mike. I couldn't do it without you, because I have done shows without you, and let me tell you, it's been a malaise. It's been an odyssey. It's been like, traipsing through the redwood forest with flip-flops on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's so. I can say that I've done these shows without you, man, and you make it a hell of a lot easier. So literally, couldn't do it without you. Couldn't do it without you listening, and just thanks so much for being here with us. And as always, don't be afraid to swing for the fences, because what's up, my guy?
We don't care where it lands or if we hit it at all.